Greetings to all of you as we begin the fall season of harvest and continue the hopeful reopening of our churches and communities in this post-COVID time. I am now completing my 4th year as the bishop of this great diocese. This is a place of great grace and blessing. I also acknowledge that we have experienced many challenges. The pandemic, of course, is on all our minds, and more recently coping with the news that comes out of the discovery of graves at former residential schools in our province and country, and the reaction to such news. While it is certainly a time when we are tried and tested in our faith, this is also a time when the features and qualities of the faith communities in our diocese comes to bear on great challenges. God's grace has always been great in crisis, and I have seen this here in the Diocese of Saskatoon. The Catholic community of this diocese features much heart and soul, and this is evident as people across our diocese engage more deeply with the call to bring Christ's message and healing presence to all circumstances. As we have all been reflecting for a while, we have the conviction that what we are facing will not leave us the same as we were before the pandemic. The pandemic has transformed how the church herself is seen and how the church will carry out pastoral action and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Issues that at one time might seem to be more peripheral and not a part of our everyday concern are now thrust into our vision. And long after the pandemic is over, we will be facing issues in the church and in the world that have never been so prominent and on our consciousness. I reflected about this time last year about the concern of the Old Testament prophets, which seem so distant and not part of our context, clearly have returned with renewed urgency and vigor. The status and treatment of the stranger, orphan, the poor and the marginalized, the little ones, are now manifest in new ways as our diocese, country, and world confronts new awareness of the history of how we treat our brothers and sisters. And we too need to deal with our own poverty. The Christian message has always been that in union with Jesus Christ, we are served, blessed, and enriched to the extent we reach out from our own poverty and need in service to others. An issue thrust into our awareness over the last several months are the ongoing themes and challenges regarding the journey of truth and reconciliation in our country with our Indigenous brothers and sisters. Further discoveries of grave sites at former residential school cemeteries has opened up new wounds, certainly for residential school survivors and their families, but also for many other Canadians for whom this issue has been previously relatively distant. I am reminded of the statement last June of my brother bishops of Saskatchewan, who in their message on the occasion of the discovery of the many graves at Cowessess First Nation, quoted Chief Cadmus Delorme, who stated, "Everybody has to reset. Investment in healing from the core outwards has to happen. Once the truth has been given and told and accepted, then reconciliation will prevail." This year's Bishop's Appeal highlights the Church's need to reset, to hear the Holy Spirit's call and guidance to all of us to prioritize the gospel message of Jesus Christ, and especially the focus on our Christ-like service to persons among us and beyond in most need of loving and respectful care, mercy, and reverence. You will also notice that our efforts strike very close to home as we respond as a people of God who take seriously making a Christ-like difference in the tumultuous climate of today.